You get to look at my screen. I'm sure it's gonna like screen clip that picture of me with my hair just fucking sticking out. That's what it's gonna do. That's what's gonna be the picture that says Amanda's live. It's gonna be glorious. I love it. Fucking love it. God damn it. See, I can't hear it there. Anyway, so let's talk. Let's have a conversation. It's Tuesday night yap sesh. I just got home from work not that long ago. We can hang out for a little bit, see what's going on, see what's happening with you guys. Maybe we'll get some people on TikTok that want to have a conversation. We don't hold our breath on that though, because most of the time they just want to run their fucking mouths about nothing. I can't see the YouTube chat. I love that. I love that. This is so stupid. Streamlabs is really fucking pissing me off. I just want to share that with you. Streamlabs is really pissing me off. I mean, it's fine. I can see the chat if I minimize it. You want to see the drone? It's right here. This is my little baby. This is my little baby drone. It's right here. You want to see it? I could try to make it fly where you can see it, but I can't promise you anything. We'll try it. Let's see. Damn, TikTok is like, we're not going to show your live to not a single fucking soul. Don't you worry, Amanda. Not a single fucking soul. All right, it's on. Why does it keep turning off? It's fully charged. Bro, did this thing break and I haven't even gotten to use it yet? I will be so pissy. You have no idea. I will be so pissed. There it goes.
Current mode. Hover.
Alright, it's just on hover mode, so.
Continue. Hover.
Hello? I think you're on mute.
I was, because the drone
Yeah,
was
it was
really
pretty
loud. Yeah. What's going on? How are you?
Good, good.
I'm pretty good. Yeah, you couldn't hear me because I was muted. I was
Yeah,
muted
no
because of the
problem.
drone. So what's going on? What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the prompt, or you want to talk about something else?
Uh, I got one. I think there are certain things in politics, like foreign policy, which people can debate. It's kind of a, opinion thing. But I like to go with things that are more provable. So the
Okay.
Democratic Party is pushing single payer, and I know the Republicans are not really pushing free market healthcare like I would like them to. But I
Hmm.
think I can prove why single payer is not in everyone's interest.
Sure, go for it.
It's mainly the government taking the role of being a provider and not a regulator. So it's kind of like a conflict of interest because single payer is the insurance. So they're managing insurance and you're hiring people through taxes to produce a health insurance product. So
Hmm.
if there's having a monopoly on that, having no choice and picking another set of providers, there isn't special production that occurs when you pay through taxes versus paying directly. But more importantly, the single payer system is basically price controls. That's all it is. So I don't know if you know much about how it works, but
Hmm.
yeah. So
I mean, we already have price controls in place. You know that, right?
yeah, I'm not. I don't think price controls work. I only work for rent control. That's what I'm saying. Economically speaking, price controls don't make things cheaper.
We already have that in
Saying
health
I'm
insurance.
not for that. Yeah, there's
But we
Medicare,
already have that in health insurance, and it has negatively impacted the ability to receive care in Medicaid or Medicare. So Why is it
No,
detrimental?
Medicare and Medicaid is price control
Correct. So why is it detrimental?
because you can't control prices. So I'll give you an example. Good question.
You can.
So let's say you have
Health
single
insurance
payer.
currently does that. You know that, right? Like the way health insurance works now is there's the billable rate and the contracted allowable rate. So there's already price controls in place, even if you have
No,
private
no,
insurance.
yeah, with private insurance, you can choose between different private insurance. But if you own a clinic in the US, you must take Medicare and Medicaid. Like that's a law. So you can be driven out of business because you have to do it at their rate.
Concierge medicine places where you like pay per membership, like you get your insurance through them and you work through them, do not have to accept Medicare or Medicaid.
I think other places have to. So you're for
Can
not
I give you
forcing prices.
can I give you a little hint? I've worked in healthcare for 20 years.
Great.
This
Yeah,
this
that doesn't
is this
matter.
is my
I know
arena.
economics.
This is
Great,
my
great.
arena.
Okay, how many pay
This is what I
districts are in
do.
Medicare or Medicaid? How many pay
There's
districts? Because
I don't know
it's not
because
our same.
I don't that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is my CPT codes and how much I get reimbursed. That's what matters to me because my CPT codes dictate what I'm billing insurance.
Yes. Yes, I know about CPT codes. I make medical software, by the way.
Cool.
But it doesn't matter because this is economics. This is economic. It doesn't matter what the industry
So then
is.
answer the question that I asked you. How does negotiated rates or contracted rates negatively impact the economy?
No,
Because we
what I'm
currently
saying
live in
is the
that
government.
system.
No, what I'm saying is having the government be the sole provider of health insurance is the issue.
Why is it the issue? Because
Because
TRICARE,
And by
which
the
is
and
what
by
I
the
have.
way,
I don't need you to
by the
chime
way,
in. Shush, 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 shush. Because I'm talking. Right
yeah,
now,
because that's a
TRICARE,
monopoly
Medicare, and
producer.
Medicaid.
That's a monopoly producer when you do single payer. But if when you do government, you're financing through taxes, and you they produce whatever they produce the health insurance. They may or may not be the best. There's no logic to saying that we vote for people, therefore they're going to hire the best people to manage the health insurance industry.
That
Does
still
that make
doesn't answer
sense?
my question.
Hi,
What
I'm
I
Ria.
asked
I have
you.
a question for Steven.
Sure,
Sure.
Rhea, but let's say hi to Lance first. Because Lance, is there something that you wanted to say, or you just wanted to rebut the guest?
I just wanted to ask about, as probably you know about this, that if the when Medicare, when publicly run, is at what I think 5% as far as administrative costs, and then in the private, was it Medicare Part B, whatever, it's like they're running at what 35%
Yes, it is more.
administrative cost.
Particularly healthcare, we're 5% of the population of the world. We create half the new drugs, but that's not a real
And we
logical
also have the
rebuttal.
worst healthcare for one of the top countries in the US.
No,
Our
no, no, no,
healthcare
no,
is
no, no, no,
literally
no,
some
no,
of the
no, no, no.
poorest
No,
out of
that's
the
not
top
true.
countries.
Those studies count socialized medicine as a way of getting better. That we have more machines per capita, but more importantly, your rebuttal says, "Oh, if everyone's doing it, it must be right." That doesn't logically make sense.
I'm
You
not
know what I
saying if
mean?
everyone's doing it, it must be right. I'm saying a lot of European countries have universal healthcare and their citizens are happier, they're healthier, and they have better
No,
satisfaction
they're
rates.
healthier because they have a better food
That's
supply.
just
Make a difference. When people have access to routine preventative care, they are healthier. And in this country, because people cannot afford insurance and copays and all of those other things, they don't seek preventative care. And so because of that,
Yeah,
things that could be detected, I'm still talking. So because of that, things that could be detected early are not detected early. That leads to
yeah.
higher
So
costs on
detect
the
we have
healthcare
more.
system.
Yeah, so we have more machines and more consumed per capita. Our healthcare isn't the same quality; it's a higher quality than those of European
What
countries.
are what are
But
MRI
let's get
machines
back
do?
to they scan you. There's CT scans. There's many machines that scan for things. We have higher per capita MRI machines in Canada and those European countries you talk about.
What
So
does
if your
that make a
logic was brief,
difference?
it's preventative scanning. What are you talking about?
It's not preventative scanning. In this country, if you want to
MR
get a
CT
preventative
scan is not a
MRI,
preventative scanning.
Sir, I'm a radiologic technologist. I am licensed in MRI, CT, and interventional radiology. This is what I've done for 20 years. 20 years.
And you're saying that's not preventative.
It is not preventative, it is diagnostic. Those are not the same thing.
So what? Give a scenario where you explain the difference.
In order for you to get a CT scan, an MRI, or anything like that, you have to have a diagnosis code. They have to suspect something is wrong with you. Preventative
Yes, and people
is
can go.
not
And
when
people,
there's something is wrong with you. It's a checkup. You
yeah,
can get
I can go and I have.
preventative MRI. There are companies that do that, but those companies do full body scan MRIs. And then if something is found, you still need to go to your doctor and get diagnostic imaging.
Yeah, but you can in the U.S. you can just go directly and get an MRI. You can
No, you
just go
cannot.
directly.
No, you can't.
No,
Yes, you
you
can.
cannot.
I've done
Sir,
this before. I've done
sir,
this before.
if you are talking about places like Fountain Life and the other one that starts with an M or an N, the one that Kim Kardashian went to, like those places you pay out of pocket. And again, if something is found on those scans, you have to go to the doctor and you have to get a
Yeah, but if you
diagnostic
pay out of
scan.
pocket, you're
Those scans
doing
are
it.
not considered fully diagnostic examinations. For example, if you get
but
a
you
full
can.
body MRI, they only include a limited series of imaging. It is not a fully diagnostic tool. It's just a peek. It's just a little preview. It's like a
Yeah, there's different
thumbnail.
parts that it scans. But nevertheless, like we consume more healthcare per capita in other countries. But
Maybe because we
let's
have
get
a
back.
bigger
Let
population.
let's get back. Let's get back to economics because we want
You
cheaper
haven't said
healthcare for
anything about
everybody. Would you agree with
economics at
that?
all. Yes.
Like
What is the source of
tech.
it so I can
Tech
look
is
it up?
insanely profitable, right?
What
Tech
is the
is
source of
insanely
it?
profitable. What is the
What is it?
source?
Yes, what is the source so I can look up what you're talking about?
Yeah, sure. Give me one sec. I gotta let me look at my computer.
Aloha,
It's a very
Amanda. How are
popular
you?
infographic.
Hello, how are you doing, friend?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. What's going on?
All right. I just wanted to join in, but I wanted to get caught up to speed since I'm just listening to it.
Okay, well, I'm going to drop you back down and just encourage you to listen. And then if there's something that you want to add to the conversation, just request back up. What's my favorite dinosaur? Diplodocus. It's my favorite dinosaur.
Hi, I'm Ria, by the way.
Hi, Ria. How are you?
Sorry to go so off. It's just when people
No,
say
you're
some
good.
dumb stuff like that, it gets me really, really mad as a debater. Just makes
I
me
warned
really
him that I worked in
angry.
healthcare. I warned him. And then he
Yeah,
started talking about diagnostic imaging. Like,
I'm
literally.
18 years old, and even I know this stuff because I took AP Psych, a basic course that tells you about the stuff that MRIs and, econ do.
Mm-hmm.
Here it's common knowledge.
I want the
Almost there.
source
One
that he's
second.
talking
Sorry.
about. Rocky, what's going on?
Not much. I just saw your prompt and I had something to say about it.
Sure. Why do you still support the GOP?
Well, I don't support all of the GOP, but one person pays me to support him.
Okay, elaborate, please.
Well, I feel like you won't believe me, but I have a job that not a lot of people have. I'm employed as a girdle, and Donald Trump hires me to support his gunt up to the top of his chest.
Oh.
So that's why I support just him.
Okay, so not like in a political sense, but in a physical sense, you just hold
I'm a
the things
fashion
together.
garment. Yeah,
So
that's it.
that's called a
Otherwise,
faja?
screw
It's
them.
called a faja.
Screw
Just so you
him,
know,
screw
it's
all
called
the
a faja.
GOP. I have your backs, and I appreciate you ladies fighting against this BS. I love you guys. I'm
Love
leaving.
you too. Tell everybody
Thanks
you're a
for
faja
following me.
from now on, okay?
Bahaha.
Yes.
The way I thought he was so serious when he first started, and then he
He pulled
finished that
that off.
sentence.
He pulled that off.
I can't put the link in the chat because the link is too big, but it's from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, price changes of consumer goods and services.
You said it's the Department of Labor.
Bureau of Labor
Bureau, the
Statistics.
reference, yeah, Bureau source is Bureau of Labor Statistics.
You'd think after typing all night I'd be able to type, but no.
Me neither. On my iPad.
Oof.
And where specifically on the Bureau of Labor Statistics did you find this source, Stephen?
So this is an infograph. I'm looking at the infograph. It's saying I can give you the image to link. Let me see if I can create a link that's it's just a popular infograph floating around the internet, but it's saying its source is the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
All right, well, use your green screen and put it up on the background.
How do I do that?
You have to turn your camera on.
How do I?
No, guys, it's literally
Give me one
called a
second.
faja. 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 I told him I didn't give a shit about infographics, and he said it's from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. I'm looking at the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and I even went to images, but I don't see. I see consumer price index from 2018 to 2021. Is that what you're talking about?
No, this is the infographic that got its data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, talking about hospital services. How do I change this? 1 second. I tried to do the
Kiki.
camera, but it won't allow me to.
Oh, you don't have enough followers to have camera access.
Okay, maybe
Dang.
that's why.
Yeah, probably.
But
How many?
do you? Okay, let me just break it into like this. Do you deny that tech has been dropping in price for the last 30 years, such as cell phones, TVs, and computers?
That it's been dropping in price?
Yes.
Not until we got fucking tariffs. Maybe before that, if I looked up the trends, they may be dropping in price. But after the tariffs, things have gotten more expensive.
So in the 80s, you used to be a millionaire to have a cell phone, and cell phones have only gotten cheaper and more productive in the last 30 years. Same thing with TVs, same thing with computers. There's no like we want that for healthcare. We
Or
want things to
maybe
get
we
cheaper.
stopped using child labor and slaves
You think
and
we have
started
cell phones
making
because
our
we use
own
child
money.
labor?
I'm saying maybe it's because we started making our own money instead of, having child labor
What
and
does
actually
child
getting
labor have to
proper
do with making
wages.
cell phones?
Because if
Like
you
inventing new
can't
cell phone
afford, you
technology?
can't afford cell phones if you're getting paid like $15 when it's like, or what
No, you
the
have to
equivalent of
invent the cell
$15
phone.
an hour would be in the 19. Can I finish speaking? The equivalent of what $15 an hour would be in the 1980s, like minimum money.
Yeah, but that doesn't solve the question of why do we have the internet in our pocket? You have to invent
Because
such
it's
It's just
tools.
becoming more accessible and there's
technology.
competitors.
But why did technology get better though?
Because
Did
we
it get better
adapt and
through a
we
single pair?
innovate.
Do we have a single pair cell phone system?
Because
Do we have a
younger
single pair any
generations
system?
innovate. Because we get adapt, we get
But
more
cell phones are
ideas.
not just a singular item. There are numerous components that make up cell phones that are made by numerous different companies.
Exactly. So like that's all there's no government. The government didn't come in and say, oh, we need to subsidize this so everybody can have access to internet and cell phone.
The
Cell
government
phones
does
gotten cheaper
subsidize
over
cell
time.
phones for people.
No, we do not. We do not have cell phones because government subsidize us.
You don't remember MAGA getting hella fucking pissed off about the Obama phone?
Yeah, that's not the reason. That came after like the smartphone. Like that's not the reason why we have
Those companies
smartphones.
get subsidies and they get government tax breaks and
That's
stuff.
not the reason why. I'm sure there's some subsidies
We
small
have
somewhere,
them.
but it's
It's
not the reason
cheaper.
why we have cell phones.
It
You're advocating
Trump.
for government subsidies in healthcare, like 90, 100% to take care of the whole industry. And I'm telling you that cell phones gotten cheaper. And now you're mentioning like, it's like saying, oh, technically there's food stamps. No, like the food
MRIs
industry
have
is
gotten cheaper
privatized.
too.
N-
What is your
Not through
point?
government subsidies. No, the cell phone
Well,
and technology has gotten
but
cheaper more than ever.
their MRIs are provided at contracted rates. So why are they cheaper?
What's the price? What's your source for that?
It
How much
depends
of the
on where
cheaper
you
that it
go.
gotten?
It depends on where you
But what
go.
you don't you made the claim that they got cheaper. What did they get cheaper by? What was the price before? And what's the price now? Also, cosmetic surgery, which is mostly cash pay, has dropped in price much faster than the ones that are covered by the government or insurance company.
Well, first of all, who
Which
cares
is,
about
Because you have to go
cosmetic
about,
surgery
yeah,
I'm
when
but
trying to
they're
that's
women?
because you have
demonstrate.
to abide by
That's-
negotiated rates, and the negotiated rates are set forth by the insurance company through the provider, as I already explained it to you. So
That
cosmetic
isn't
surgery is
cosmetic
only
surgery doesn't
covered under
insurance.
certain. There are cosmetic procedures that are covered under insurance: breast reductions, rhinoplasties, abdominoplasties,
I'm talking about the ones that
paniculectomies.
aren't covered. I'm talking about the ones that aren't covered that are cash pay, like dental work, LASIK eye surgery, things like that. They're predominantly cash pay. They dropped in prices over time because when you have
Nah,
a cash
LASIK
pay
still costs the
system,
same.
things.
LASIK still costs the same. I had LASIK. It
No,
still
it
costs the
isn't.
same today. Yes, it does. It still costs approximately
It was
$4,000
far more expensive in the 90s and not nearly as common.
because the technology became more widely available.
How did tech get
It
cheaper
was
though
cheaper
without
to
government
produce it.
subsidies? How did tech get cheaper without government subsidies though?
Here's this
He
article.
just
Why
ran
everything from your
face first
phone
into
to
the
your
point.
PC may get pricier in 2026.
How do you make something cheaper? This is talk basic economics. Why would something get cheaper? How does something get cheaper? Because that's what we all want. We want healthcare and every tool to be cheaper. We want MRIs to cost like
There's an
$5.
increase
Would you
in
not agree
Am
with
I
that?
supply.
echoing?
No.
No, it's not increasing supply.
For
This
things
just
to get
article
cheaper,
defeats your
the
thing.
increase in
How do
demand
you
is
make
not
something
what makes it.
cheaper?
Increasing the accessibility, the supply. It increases competition.
No, how would you increase supply then?
Can I come back?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's echoing. Okay.
Yeah. It might be because you turned your camera on.
What?
She might have gotten an echo because she turned her camera on. TikTok does
Yeah,
that
let's just
sometimes.
run through scenarios. Let's take insulin or any product, right? Everything produced is a combination of capital and labor. Do you agree with that?
Sure.
Okay. So the only way you can make something cheaper is if you invent a machine that replaces labor. So we have cell phones today because we invented machines. Like in the 50s, you used to have to pay operators to string up lines, and it would be a very expensive phone call because you'd have to pay for all those human time to string up those telephone lines. Now we don't have to pay any human being to make a phone call from LA to New York, so it's incredibly cheap. So do you see how that makes things cheaper? Do you agree with that?
Sure, for argument's sake, I'll say I agree with that.
Okay, good. So the next question is, what type of system will incentivize to be cheaper? Because if you have a company, that produces insulin or whatever, and they have a lot of accounts with hospitals and whatever it is, and they have a price because that's what
Competition.
their cost is, competition will allow someone else to say, hey, I have a cheaper way to produce the same quality of insulin. Therefore, the hospital will choose them, and they're free to choose them versus having a single payer. This is why nowhere in our society do we have single payer cars or single payer food or single
Those
payer
are not the
housing.
same
Yes.
thing.
Now,
No, they
Steve.
Those
are
are
because they're
not the
still
same
products
thing.
and
And let me
services.
explain it to you.
Now,
If we have a
wait, can I
single payer
answer?
system, hold on one second. If we have a single payer system, it is no different than when we have private insurance now. There's negotiated rates. The government negotiates those rates.
Yes, but I can choose between different. Do you know what the product of insurance is? I don't think you quite
Death,
know what
actually.
that is.
The product of
I'm
insurance
sorry,
is
what?
death. You're more valuable dead than you are alive.
No,
TikTok,
that's
this
not the
is for
product of insurance. Like
educational
what is
purposes
what?
only. We're discussing health insurance. We are not talking about unaliving people. This is for educational purposes only. I have to say that because they get pissy. We're talking about
Also,
health
my
So
insurance.
mom works on an
let
insurance company. She manages it, so I feel like I would know quite a bit about that, and she's not wrong when she says that.
so let me walk through what the insurance company actually does. Let's walk through a scenario. They're going to
Yes,
take in
please
revenue.
mansplain it to me.
That's just a sexist comment.
That's not a
It's not
sexist
sexist
comment. You're
comment.
being sexist.
It is a sexist comment because you're saying it because I'm a man. Anyways, so the government or whoever is going to take in revenue, whether it's through taxes or private corporation, right? Let's just
Yeah.
say, do the numbers simple. Let's say $1 million, okay? What they are trying to do is a prediction market. They're trying to predict how many people are going to need insulin, how many people are going to need this. They're going to set prices based upon that prediction. Some people are going to make better educated guesses, and some aren't. So my
Prices
question
are
to
set
you
based
is
on
why?
corporate greed.
No,
Thank you.
that's not that's not
Yeah.
It is because insulin,
this is not.
insulin was sold for $1. It costs pennies to make it, and they sell it for thousands. It's based on
So
corporate greed.
why can't I compete with those insulin costs? Why is it illegal for me to make an insulin competitor? Is it because the government's denying my right as a
No,
competitor?
because
If you
all
got
those
logically not
licensure to
making
do
sense.
it, if you got
all
licensure
the
to
No,
do
no,
it,
no,
you
no, no,
could.
bought your
No.
that company bought all the other competitors out.
It's still free
You're
to
like,
It's
compete.
called
here's $1 million.
monopolies, Stephen.
Stop.
Yeah, you're still free to compete. The
You
government doesn't
can.
allow generics. You don't know what you're talking about. This is such a classic, like you don't
No.
know
What do you
basic
mean the government
economics.
does? Hold on. Government doesn't allow generics?
No, they don't allow to compete with insulin. Why? You're trying to say that there's such a huge demand for lower priced insulin, but yet magically no corporation is going to try and do it.
No,
Do you
because of
understand how
corporate
illogical that
greed.
is?
Why would
They
they lower the
bought
price
What's
when they
corporate
don't
greed?
have to?
But
Why?
listen,
Why
they
did they lower the
buy
price for tech companies?
companies
Why did they lower the price for computers and all
because
these
they
other
buy
private
They didn't. I
industries?
just showed you an
out.
article that says they're getting more expensive.
They
What's
buy
getting more
these
expensive?
companies out for
I
pennies
just
on the
showed you the
dollar.
name of an
You do
article.
realize half the
And
healthcare
they're
dollars in the U.S.
sellouts.
is spent by the
Phone number.
government, right? You do realize that half of all U.S. spending, healthcare spending, is spent by the
Why do you
government.
think that
That's
is?
not a free market system.
But
Why do you think the government spends a ton of money on health insurance?
so
No, I'm saying people have lobbied so the government does the spending. I'm saying that's wrong. I'm saying if we spend our own money, it's more effective in lowering prices, just like tech, computers, and
Well,
cell
Stephen,
phones.
not everyone can afford to pay for their own insurance when people
It
are
would
living
be
paycheck to
cheaper and more
paycheck.
affordable if the government wasn't spending for us. That's what you don't understand.
No.
Food is
yep.
privatized.
So
We buy all our own food. By your logic, we
Steve,
should have the government buy our food.
Oh
so
my God.
Steve, I
No,
live in a
you have it backwards, friend. Because when the
so
government intervenes and sets regulations and the regulations that are set forth by CMS and the reimbursement for Medicare, it becomes cheaper
No.
than privatized
Why isn't
insurance.
there single
What is
payer
more
food?
expensive? What is more expensive? Privatized insurance
Privatized
or
insurance
Medicare
isn't
and
the majority
Medicaid?
of the market. No. Privatized insurance is the majority of the market. Half of spending is done by the government. This is not an equal footing. It's also illegal to go across state lines and privatize insurance.
The thing I will never
No,
understand for
it's
Trump
not.
supporters is the fact that you
So
guys
food, so
complain. Steve, the thing that never makes sense to me is how Trump supporters will complain about spending and pricing when Republicans have historically spent more money via through the government. It makes
okay.
no sense to me.
Oh,
I'm not a
please
supporter of
don't
that.
say that. I'm over here trying to defend something, and
Yeah, so but
I'm,
half of the industry spent is spent through the government. This isn't free market capitalism. You can't say, "Oh, it's prices went up." Yeah, because government is involved. Like what if in order to be consistent, you would say we need
So
to
then
spend single payer food and housing.
so then what happened in California with insulin?
That's not a
The
rebuttal.
government
What do you mean? What
intervened.
happened to? I don't
The
know.
government in California intervened on the cost of insulin and lowered the
Why isn't
price.
anyone able to compete to make lower costs? You're trying to sell me.
They're
You're trying
not
to tell
going
me
to
there's this demand. Why would they not? Why do they compete in tech?
Stephen,
Why do
why
they
don't
compete
you
in every
listen
other
to something
industry?
that a woman is saying instead of trying to speak over her and mansplain some stuff, please?
Yeah, this is just a sexist comment. There are plenty
Oh,
free
there we go
market
with the
capitalist women.
sexism.
Wah.
Yeah,
Cry,
yes, this
cry,
is why you
wah,
lose
wah.
because
You're
you
such
can't
a
focus.
baby.
No, we lose because, wow, did you
Oh, he
run?
ran.
See, the reason why people lose is because you can't comprehend the conversations that we're having because it's above your vocabulary.
All needed
Yeah.
to shut up long enough
get
to
what he
listen.
was trying to say. It was
I
like,
don't think we need a man
like
to mansplain what he was trying to say either. I think Amanda put it
no,
perfectly
but
down.
what I'm trying to say is like I'm in a rural area, like corn,
Hmm.
but they say, "Oh, farmers, you can't produce this much corn because it's gonna fluctuate the market. So we will buy you out for this much, so we can set corn for this price, right?" I mean, at least in this area, yeah,
They do
Does
it.
everybody need
They
corn?
take that. Huh?
Does everyone need corn?
No, but
Does everybody need health insurance or health care? Not health insurance, health
sure.
care. Does everybody need?
No,
Everybody
no,
needs.
but
So these
no.
things
This
are
is what I'm
not the same.
saying.
They're not equitable.
No, oh, it was. I'm trying to get the like. Oh, we can buy it to. So now it's market price. Like, sure, it could be pennies on a dollar. Like, and it goes down to like materials, gold and silver, whatever. It's
Guys, just because
what
people
do you?
don't go to the doctor doesn't mean that people don't need health care. Everyone in their life, as a matter
No,
of fact,
I'm not
from the
saying
second,
that.
I'm talking to the comments, from the second they are birthed into this world, they're accessing health care. From this, prior to them being born, accessing health care.
I'm not
Every
trying
single
to
human
argue that.
I'm not talking to you. Every single human being on this earth accesses health care. Every one of them. Everyone needs access to health care.
Why did you get upset with my statement I was saying to that one guy, to the guy, Steve, Torino? Is that how you say name? Torino?
Yes.
So why were you getting upset by my statement saying that typically people who vote Republican will complain about government spending, but yet continue to vote for Republicans who historically spend more money? Am I wrong? If I'm
No,
wrong, I would
no,
love to be corrected.
I never got upset about that. I was just trying to say, like, the government does do that, like
Right. The government
for
is a large
farming,
entity.
like farming and stuff like that, to maintain a price.
Primarily,
It's the same thing with
Republicans will try
oil
to
and
take
everything.
over
Yeah.
farming, though. We saw this during Trump's first admin.
It's not just Trump. Everybody does it. It's
When did Biden absolutely like ram out the farmers? When did Clinton? When did Obama?
in what I'm just looking forward to
See,
2028.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
because
See,
no,
no. You made the
because
no. You made a bed. You have to sleep in it. You're the one who voted for this man. You thought the
yes, I
vote for him
did,
was right.
and I'll still
And
support
unfortunately,
it.
I'm sorry that you regret your vote, but now we all have to
I
face the
don't
consequences of
regret
it.
it.
You
You
don't
don't
regret
regret
your
it?
vote?
I don't.
Why
Why
don't
not?
you regret your vote?
Oh, sorry, Rhea.
Why? Because I'm living the same life I've lived in for the past, I don't know, 20 years.
So it's all about you and it's not about anyone
Nothing.
else. It's all about what affects you and not about what affects, innocent people in this country.
So you don't know me. So why
Well,
you
She's
you
coming to
just
me?
asking.
said
Because
She's
you don't
I'm
asking.
asking
know
the
what I've
question.
done. So what do you
Colonel, you
mean?
said you live in a
I've
rural
been
area.
helping a lot of people in my life. So like you don't know me. I don't know you.
That's why I'm asking you if you
Okay.
care about innocent people in this life,
And
or
I
is it
do
if it's just
care.
all about you when it comes
I
to your
just don't
voting?
know about your situation.
I'm
Every
not asking you to know about
situation
my
is
situation.
different.
I'm asking about you. I'm asking about whether
Okay.
you care about what happens to people in this
Do I
country,
care?
or when you're
Yeah.
voting, if it's just about what affects you.
What I care about at that time when I voted,
I'm
I
not
was in the
asking about what you
military.
thought at the time. I'm asking about right now. Right
Yeah.
now, Trano, do you care about what happens to other innocent people in this country when you line up to vote, or do you care about only what impacts yourself? Is that a hard question to answer?
No, I'm just thinking. But if you're a good person, you're a good person. That's all I
Trino,
care
think
about.
about Trino, think about
No,
human
I thought
rights.
about it.
Think about human rights. Like what does that mean to you?
Okay.
It's the silence
Thought
that's
about
getting
it.
me.
No, I
The
thought about it.
silence is loud,
Okay.
All right,
and
we're
that
gonna
shows
let him.
No.
exactly
We're
why.
gonna let him think about that for a second. Let him marinate on it.
No,
Bugaboo,
I
are
thought
you
about it.
are you somebody who supports the GOP?
I am definitely not. I
Okay.
live in Denver, Colorado. I'm 60 years old, and I voted for Kamala Harris.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to keep friendlies to a little bit limited. So, if we have another spot for a friendly in a little bit, I'll have you come back up. Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Yep.
What about you, Werthers? Are you a Trump supporter? Do you still support the GOP? Werthers original with the puppy PFP. All right. Well, Bye.
I'd also
right.
like to point out I've followed you on your previous account. I love your content, by the way.
Oh,
This is
thank
just
you.
my first time coming up on your live. I used to go on people's like lives a couple months ago, back when I wasn't in college, and like debate, and I'm just getting back into it right about
Cool,
now.
cool. My main account is live banned right now because I showed my
I
toes.
figured.
Yes,
I
you
was like,
did.
why don't I see you as live? And then I realized.
I showed my toes and they bananaed me for
No.
schmexual solicitation.
That's how you know you've
other
made good money.
people can post
See,
disgusting
that's kinda
stuff out,
screwed up.
but
That's kinda screwed up.
that sucks. But I was wondering why I didn't see your live, and I'm like, then Naquan sent me your live, and I was like, wait a minute. And then I heard this guy talking some stuff, and I was like, I need to join up and get back into debating.
Yes. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
All right. So we gave our friend a moment to think about it. What is your answer to the question that was posed to you?
No, I said before, if you're a good person, you're a good person. I really don't care. It's like
That has nothing to do with what I asked you, though.
Your vote says otherwise. You walking into that ballot box shows otherwise.
see, that's your presumption.
No,
of
that
me.
is not
You
my
had
assumption.
no
See, no, no,
idea
no, no,
of
no,
who
no, no,
I am.
no. With how long I've been involved with politics, being at the age of 16, doing my first protest at 17, involving myself into local areas, moving from place to place, learning not only different cultures but different ways of politics. Every single time I walk into that ballot box since I turned 18, I'm not voting for myself. I'm voting for people I don't even know at this
Hey,
point.
my first protest was at 17
I
as
know.
well.
Mine was
And so my first
hold on,
protest
Trino,
was
real
in
quick. Trino, 30
Afghanistan.
seconds. I promise, 30 seconds. The first protest I ever did was in Solidarity after Parkland because that happened my sophomore year of high school.
I'm 18, so that's not saying much, but my first protest was the first No Kings protest that I did in my local community. And
Look
I
at
actually
you.
landed an internship for my congresswoman through that.
Congratulations.
Nice.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it happened months ago and it ended once the government shut down, but it was a great experience.
Red Racer's an idiot.
My first job was at 14. Thank you very much.
I started working at 14 also. I worked
Yeah.
odd jobs, various like retail and customer oriented jobs. I was a server. And then I went to the military, started working in healthcare, and then I've been working in healthcare since.
Love how they're saying a bunch of kids telling
See,
people how to
I
vote.
was a
Yeah, I'm an
Sally Bar
educated student in
maintainer
college
at
telling you how to vote. Some of the on the top 30 college, one of the top 30 colleges in the country. Thank you very much.
Treno, you said you live in a rural area. Do you care about your community?
I do. Yeah.
Do you
Like,
care how this administration is affecting farmers and rural health care and access to it?
I mean, I see it daily. Nobody in this area has an issue. So, I mean,
So you know everybody within your area and nobody has any
that neighbor
issues
that
with health care or their business as a farmer or their business from the
I
tariffs.
do know, like certain farmers, they're like, they say, oh, we can't grow soy this year. So, can you do soy? Oh, can do corn this year. Don't do corn. Yeah.
So
So,
due to crop rotation and the necessity for
and
to
so I'm
for you to
just
be
saying
able
the
hold
You
government
on,
gotta let her
does tell them.
talk, dude.
you gotta
Okay.
let me talk. So due to the need for crop rotation and when you have corn, it's every couple of years that you have to plant soy to help put nutrients back into the
Yes,
soil.
correct.
So with this administration, the limitations on soy, which primarily went to China, which is a huge benefit to your local farmers, and then corn, which is used here, or feedstock, or ethanol. There's a bunch of different products that come from corn. So when those two products are limited, what do you go to?
Ethanol, like going to the gas station, like
Yes,
that's where I go to.
those ethanol plants use corn to help subsidize into the oil industry.
Yeah, like, so I go to the gas station to get gas. I
Mhm.
buy great value corn. Like, I don't know. I don't.
But you don't see how this is affecting the prices of things and the bottom line for
Like, I don't
farmers.
know. I go to Walmart and I get a 50-cent can of corn.
We're talking about
Mm.
others, not you.
Yeah,
But
we're talking
no,
about
that
your
was a
community.
question directed at me. Said, what do you do? And I said, I buy 50-cent corn, the can of corn at Walmart.
She asked you about how that affects the farmer community around you after that, which you responded by answering about yourself. Also, notice how
Oh,
you never
no.
answered my question.
Oh, well, they also get a paycheck from the government, so don't act like they don't get paid.
No one said that. No
Yeah,
one said that.
so, okay. I'm just saying they get paid. I'm just saying I get great value at Walmart for corn.
Oh my god.
But
Like,
this administration also dismantled USAID, which sent food products from your local farmers overseas to help communities that did not have enough food. And the government paid for that.
so,
But since that's no longer happening, that paycheck is no longer coming to your local farmer.
okay, that's a issue between them and them.
So
That
basically,
has
this is answering my
that has
original
nothing to do
question.
with me. That
So no,
has
this is
nothing to do with
answering
me.
this is answering my original question. You pretty
I
much
tried to let you
answered
up,
that through
Sarah.
this. That, you know, you don't care about what happens to other people, to innocent people in this country. You only care about yourself and what affects you. That your answer to this has answered that question indirectly.
Why?
And it's telling me you don't
Because
give a crap about other people.
And that goes back to answering my question.
I'm buying
Do you care
50-cent
about your
cans
community?
of corn.
So let me ask you this. You said that you care
Oh,
about people who are
what?
good people. What are the quantifiers for that? Like how do we measure whether or not somebody is a good person?
It's like I don't even know. Like I'm being attacked right now over
You're not being
buying
attacked.
50-cent.
I'm asking you a question.
Yeah, buying cans of corn.
Sure.
Great
Cool.
value
So I asked you a
can.
question. We're going back to your original point that you said you voted Republican and you only care about people who are good people. So what makes somebody a good
And they
person?
even said, "Oh, they're sending all that corn overseas to
I'm
help
not talking
them."
about
You
that.
know what?
I'm
You
asking
know
you a
what?
specific
That's good for
question. What
them. That's
qualifies
good for
somebody as a
them.
good person?
I don't know. Actually, that statement
So you
said,
don't do
"Oh,
you
that's
think
good for
immigrants are
them."
good people?
I never said they weren't.
I'm
No one asked you if they
asking.
weren't.
Oh, are they not? Or are they good people?
Are immigrants
Yeah.
good people?
My sister-in-law.
It's just a yes or no
Well,
question, friend. It's just a yes or no question.
she
Are
was
immigrants good people? Yes or no?
sure.
Okay. What's the difference between undocumented and documented immigrants? Are they both good people? Are some of them good people? What's the difference?
Well, just ask my sister-in-law.
I'm not going to ask
She
your
Your
had to
sister-in-law.
fight.
I'm
sister-in-law's not
asking
here.
you.
Ask her. I don't know because she went through the struggle. I didn't.
We're not asking
So
whether their struggle was
so
good or not. We're asking what you think about immigrants, whether or not you think other immigrants are good people. We're asking your
all I'm
opinion.
saying is my sister-in-law went through the process.
So did my
And
parents.
So did
That
my
still
dad.
means I can say that immigrants are good people.
and that's what I'm saying. Good people went through the process. Good
That's
people.
You
all you
keep
had to say.
saying good people, but you're not
So
quantifying what a good
are
person is.
undocumented immigrants bad people?
Never met one, so I can't judge you off of your character. So I'm just saying, if, what?
Does anybody else in the
I've never.
comments support the GOP? Anybody? Anybody who wants to have a conversation? I can't. I fucking can't. I don't know if that's a speech impediment or he is intoxicated. So we're not going to speak to that, guys. I don't think that that's like, let's not be ableist. He may be intoxicated. He may just have a speech impediment. So like, you know, ease up. Ease up.
Is Sierra a Trump supporter?
I'm not sure.
Ah.
Just trying to get an answer to a yes or no question was like pulling out teeth. Like I would fucking yank out my lateral incisor just to get him to say yes or no. Jesus Christ.
Look, I
that was
got 8 of them.
painful.
I had 8 of them fuckers pulled out. I think all the pulling out the teeth need to be stopped now.
I'm sorry, I forgot your teeth got pulled.
Nah, you good?
My mind was going crazy. I was just trying to get a yes or no question. I was just trying to ask him whether or not he cares about other people. Never got that answer. So, you know.
Well, all his answers centered around himself or his immediate atmosphere. It did not like go past the community or anything else.
No.
And that's
Because
very
he can't see beyond
frustrating.
his own nose. And then poor Steve. Poor Steve was like, I can't take this. I'm being outsmarted by all these women. I gotta go. And just fucking ran.
He was so hurt by the mansplaining.
I know. He's like, that's sexist. That's not what sexism is. But
I don't
That's
think he
not
could spell that
it.
word.
no, we probably can't. He's like, let's talk about economics. Talk nothing about
Let's.
fucking economics at
Let's.
all.
I'd love to. I'm taking macroeconomic class notes right now while I'm talking.
I hated
God,
econ.
man, that shit is painful.
Yeah,
Man.
I was planning on double majoring in international relations and politics before my advisor found out that you actually can't do that at the college I'm at. So now I'm minoring in econ, majoring in international relations, and also minoring in global liberal studies.
You have too much patience. I couldn't.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. But you know what? I'm going to do it because I want to run for office when I'm older. So I'm going to need to know about econ.
Valid.
That's
But I mean, at this point, a felon's president. So who knows what you need to know at this point?
Very, very true right
At
there.
this point, you could be walking around collecting fucking rocks and
you could
still
be
do a
president.
better job.
Yeah.
Like, look at my rock. You're in.
Aw, Space Dust doesn't want to vote for me. How tragic.
Oh, man. Let's see. Do we have a Trump supporter? Maybe. If they load. Nope, they didn't load. Oh, yes, they did. There they go. Larian, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Do you support the GOP?
Yeah, I do.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yeah, I'm a citizen.
How long have you been in this country?
12 years.
When did you gain your
12 years or
citizenship?
something. Sorry?
When did you gain your citizenship?
Oh, that was in 2016. 2016, yeah.
So after being here for 2 years, you became a citizen? That's pretty cool. That's pretty fast.
No. My family has always been there. And I've been coming to the United States since I was in secondary school.
So with you being an immigrant, how do you feel about the way that the administration is treating immigrants?
Yeah, I think it can improve. There's room for improvement, but
Yeah,
I don't think. Yeah, there's always room for improvement, but I don't think they should stop, enforcing the law.
Do you agree with
Do you?
the ICE operations?
Yeah, of course. ICE is a legitimate law enforcement, but I think they can improve on the way they are treating people.
So would you still feel the same if you were profiled based off of your accent and detained?
Yeah, I've been profiled a couple of times.
And you still feel the same way?
Yeah, regardless, I've been profiled by the police, by other law enforcement at the airport, for example, in other countries. I've lived around the world, so I know the difference. It's worse out there. America is far, far much better,
In what way?
Or like in other places, they're like, it's blatant. People will be like, in your face, it is because you're black, it is because of your accent, it is because of your language and or whatnot. So at least in
So
America, there are
you'd
some.
rather people be closet racist than openly racist? You rather have to wonder about who is profiling you or treating you differently because of how you look or sound versus people who are just like, yeah, I don't like your accent. Fuck you, guy.
I don't mind it either way, as long as if it
Hey,
doesn't affect me.
Larian, is that
If
how
it
you
does,
pronounce your name? How do you pronounce your name?
yeah, Valerian. So that's it.
Valerian, I have a question for you.
Sure.
You think it's okay if the fact that I used to live in LA, the fact that I can speak Spanish and that I'm brown, ICE would have the right to detain me and question me? You think that's okay, even though I'm a US citizen?
Yeah, I think it's okay around the world because there's
You
no
think
other
it's
way to.
okay for a US citizen to get detained solely because of the fact that they have a brown skin color and can speak Spanish?
Oh, just simply because of your skin color. No, I don't think it's proper.
And the
But
fact that I can speak Spanish. You think that's okay for ICE to detain me and question me?
not just because of that. If there are other maybe how do they say it? Cause for detainment. How do they say it? So if they
So
have
then you
any,
disagree with what ICE is doing because right now in California, in LA specifically, if you have the brown skin color and you can speak Spanish, which most Californians can do, ICE has the right to question you and detain you.
the Kavanaugh rule, you mean? That's the
Sorry,
Kav-
could
that's
you
the
repeat that?
that's the Justice Kavanaugh rule.
I'm talking about ICE.
Yeah, the Justice Kavanaugh rule that says that you can stop people and question them based on their accent or their skin color or
All of
whatever.
the court's rulings are being ignored.
No, this one was by Justice Kavanaugh.
And
He
I'm
said
telling
that,
you,
yeah, of course they can.
all of the court's rulings have been ignored. They've operated, whether SCOTUS has ruled in favor or opposed to their operations, ICE has continued to operate as they
No,
wish.
I
I
mean
think the one that he's
this one
referring
is in
to is
favor of ICE.
Kavanaugh.
This one is in favor of ICE. I think you oppose this one. This one is in favor of ICE. It allows them to stop like immigrants and brown people and people with accent like me, and ask them questions to prove their citizenship. But like I said, I will agree with you if you have any issues with the way they do their jobs. But there are people. I'm not sure yet. Where you guys believe what you guys believe. But there are people who go to the extent of saying that the immigration law should not be enforced, or that only people who commit other crimes should now be enforced, which it doesn't make sense because let's say there are 20 or 100 million people
Who
who
says
never.
that? Who says that?
No, I said there are. I don't know what you believe yet, but I said there are many people who oppose ICE. That say they oppose any deportation except people who have committed extra crime like maybe violence. So that position, that view is still, it doesn't make sense. It's just
Why?
equivalent of open border. Because, okay, let's say a situation where you have 100 million people crossing the border and they don't commit any other crime. Are you going to let them stay?
Yeah, why not?
Exactly. So that's open border.
Okay, but what's wrong with that?
Because you have to have a border, or you abolish your immigration process. You abolish the law.
Again, you're not telling me what's wrong with having an open border.
I just told you it's a
Okay,
violation.
we
It's
abolished the immigration. Then what? Why is that bad?
then it is bad. Okay, for 2 points, it's bad. Number one, because there are people who went through the process and became citizens, and stayed
Okay,
here
well now
legally.
that
He
doesn't
just wants to
And
matter.
then
close the door
let me
behind
finish.
him.
No. The door is always open for anybody who wants to do it right.
Okay,
Always.
but in this hypothetical world in the US, right? We have open borders. People no longer have to fill out those applications. So your first point completely it's irrelevant. I just refuted that. If in an open border, people don't have to go through those applications, they can just come over. So what's your second point?
No, I'm not combining the both. I'm not combining both. I just made the first statement. Then the second one against the open border is that you will not allow it in your house. Like if I come to your house and you come back from maybe vacation and you see me on your bed, for example, on your kitchen, and I say, no, I've already cleaned your house. I've already taken care of everything. I've cooked for you. You're not gonna say, okay, stay. You'll be
But
like,
that's
dude,
because
I don't care. Go out.
my house is my private property. This land is not.
America is the Americans' private property.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's public
No.
lands.
That's why they use the
Unless
military
it's
to defend
owned
it.
by somebody, as personal property, it is public property. Like I can go to the
It is.
park and just be at the park, chilling at the park. I don't own the park, but I can go on the
Yeah.
swings and I can go on the walking trails and I can do all the things that I want to do at the park. I could do jumping jacks and cartwheels. It's public property. Can you
American
come to my
public.
backyard and do that? No, it's private property. It's personal property.
But your children can do all that, right?
Sure, on public property.
Yeah. No.
Public property.
Within your property, within your private property,
Yeah, they
your
can do that on
children
my
can.
personal property as well.
Exactly.
It's
So
my
the same
personal
way.
property, and I've
Exactly.
granted
So the same way.
access.
Okay. So the same way in America, Americans can use the the private property, but for outsiders, for foreigners, it's not
Foreigners
private.
can
It's
use
not
that private
public.
or public proproperty as well.
For
Do you
outsiders,
think
it's
that
not
open borders
public
means
property
that
for them.
there's no surveillance and there's no kind of security or anything like that? Is that what you think open borders means?
No, open borders means anyone can come. There's no standard to screen people in or out. That's open
So you're
borders.
saying that we no longer have security measures in place, that we no longer do any kind of security screenings on people, that we just let people
It's
in,
not bad.
that they don't need
No.
documentation to enter the country.
No, you can have open borders and still have all these processes and just allow them in.
Can you tell me a time when
Open
we
borders.
had open borders?
Open borders simply means there is
Well,
no
yeah,
limitation.
I'm interested in the answer to Kiki's question. Can you tell us a time when we had open borders?
Oh, you had it under Biden basically, and I think you still have it.
No, I
Was
still
in
had to
some
go
way.
through
Okay.
customs and immigration when I left the country and came back.
So
I still had to go
how
through
does that?
security screenings. We still had security in place.
No, not
I couldn't
everywhere
just enter
in
the
the
country. I
country.
needed documentation to do so.
Yeah, because that's how other people do it legally. But at that point, at that time, there are people who were crossing the border. There are people who were overstaying their visas, and they were not being deported.
You said that you've traveled the world and you've lived all over the world. Did you come to the United States or leave the United States at any time during Biden's administration?
Yeah, multiple times. Yeah,
Did you need a passport?
of course,
Did you need to go through customs?
of course.
Is that open borders?
No, not for me.
Not for you.
Not for anybody.
Not for
me
anyone.
jodas.
For people who follow the law, open border is not for them because they are the ones who's been cheated.
Oh my gosh.
They're the one who suffered to
All
go
right,
through the
I'm
process.
good. Let's just hear what Angel has to, LA Angels fan has to say real quick. Are you a Trump supporter?
Nope.
All right, thank you. Jesus fucking
An
Christ.
open border is not what you think it is. An open border means anyone can come in whenever they want, can leave whatever they want without, but there's going to be security and surveillance. Not that, oh, I leave and enter, no one's going to be tracking where I am. Who cares?
No, that's not what I said. I agree with your definition. That's the definition I hold as well.
Then what have you been saying?
I'm
Not
saying,
that.
okay, listen to this. Okay, listen to this. Okay, let's say you have 1 billion people all around the world. They came into the United States illegally. They crossed the borders. The security couldn't stop them.
People are not going to,
Would you-
100
No, let
million
me finish.
people, a billion people are not
No,
going to
no.
come to the United States. We're like a fucking developing
Listen,
nation with
just-
a Gucci belt. Like,
Yeah, just let's entertain the hypothetical, okay? Because there are a billion
but
people,
if
more
you're going
than
to
a
make it a
billion. that
hypothetical,
wants-
it has to at least be rational.
Yeah, it's rational because there are more. I
It's
can
not.
guarantee you there are more than a billion people who wants to come to America. I can guarantee you that coming from
First of
Africa.
all, not a lot of people want to come to America right now for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Many people are
Are you being
leaving.
serious?
I would leave
Are you
if I
being
wasn't
serious?
having college here and my parents didn't live here. I would totally leave.
People with privilege will leave, of course.
Yeah, and people with privilege don't really also want to come here, and people without privilege don't want to come here because of the president that's presiding over us right now.
I'll tell you currently, even with the immigration, the way they enforce immigration currently, there are still people coming through the border. Check it out. Check it out.
It's decreased by a lot. Why? Because nobody wants to come to a country ran by a criminal.
Those people who are still coming, do they have two heads? That's to tell you that
Just-
people really want to be in America.
Just for your own knowledge, in 2025, American expats experienced a massive surge with Q1 figures marking 102.4% increase over the previous quarter. So last year in the first quarter of the year, we saw 102% increase in people becoming expats. They've left for countries like Greece, Panama, Mexico, and the UAE. So more
that's
people,
what I said.
more people.
Yeah, people who are well off, they do leave. Poor
All right,
people
I'm
want
getting
to
off
come
here
here.
because this guy's giving me. I'm done for the night. It's fucking midnight. I can't. This
Okay.
is
Enjoy
contradicting
your
the shit
day.
out of yourself. Like, I just can't. Why are they so dumb? Yo, and
I
honestly,
cannot.
there's nothing that there's two things that I fucking hate. There's two things that I hate. And when I say I mean I hate, loathe entirely. Okay? Ladder pullers and Latinos for Trump.
That.
And I say that shit with my whole fucking chest. Ladder pullers and Latinos for Trump. And I say, like, oh, I hate that. And that's just like conversationally. But when I tell you I feel it in my soul, ladder pullers and Latinos for Trump.
Me, when I hear that brown people support Trump and still support MAGA, because it's like, what are you doing? They stand for everything against us.
Right.
When
Joel wants to know
I
what a
see
ladder
how
puller
many
is.
Indians, when I see how many Indians support Trump, it gets to me real bad.
Sierra, I will let you say something real quick, honey. I just let you up.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Sorry, I was literally just got the kids to sleep, so I took a quick shower, but I was listening to your live
Oh, you're good.
on the web. So I have really bad ADHD, and I am not good at talking and staying on point. I'm
Okay.
not sure if you have any experience with that at all. So
Yes.
if you will let me say a couple bullet points real fast,
Okay.
then you can say whatever you want.
Sure.
So when you go to Puerto Rico or Mexico or any other place, especially if you go for spring break as young girls, do they or do they not tell you to stay within your resort or with your guide?
No.
They do. Okay, well, that's been my experience every time I went. You're not to just wander off into these countries without a guide, essentially, and not knowing where you're going, because especially for young girls, the sex trafficking and stuff is too dangerous for you. And that's just real quick on that one. And along with that, when you have smaller countries that are more rural, that are not necessarily ran by the cartel, but have a lot of influence in the law enforcement. I was on Facebook seeing a video that terrified me for months, and it was a cartel member taking a machete and cutting this guy in half. It was only up for a few hours, but I seen it.
Can you just use TikTok friendly language, please?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm actually not used to doing this. I just was intrigued in the conversation y'all were having. But it was very traumatizing for me. I don't know how the video slipped up there and was up there for the few hours it was, but there are countries that are just radically different in the social economics and way they grow up. They don't have the security that some neighborhoods have here. There are bad neighborhoods here where there's not security in the way it should be at all. But when you have an open border, you have 9/11. You have people that genuinely want to hurt our country come here. But I'm not saying what is happening is at all right, because I don't think anybody should be in this scenario at all. And I don't think that it's being handled correctly. I think what happens is there's so far of an opinion on each side. You can't say, oh, I would much rather have the opinion of, yep, you agree that there should be ICE as well, and you're a Republican, but you also agree that there should be a different way of handling it. So there was some sort of, I don't agree with how things are, but I don't want open borders. So there was that middle ground. And I may have gotten off topic just a little bit, but that's just kind of where my mindset went with it when I was listening to you speak and that other gentleman. But yeah, so if you had anything you wanted to say or ask.
Statistically, you're more likely to be harmed by a United States citizen, specifically a white man. That's first one. Second one, Puerto Rico is not a different country. It is the United States of America. All the countries that you named were Spanish-speaking countries, including Puerto Rico.
That's the ones I'm familiar with.
Okay, I didn't
I've not
interrupt
traveled.
you, so we're not going to interrupt me. The reason why you may be told not to leave the resort is because you're not a native speaker. You're going to leave the resort and do what? You can't communicate, number one. Number two, I'm an avid traveler, and never have I been told not to leave the resort. As a matter of fact, I leave my resort all the time. Why? Because I'm bilingual, and when I go to other countries that are Spanish-speaking countries, I can communicate with the people that are there. I've never been harassed. I've never been in any danger. I've never been trafficked. Now, trafficking in the United States is extremely high, especially in places like Miami. So it doesn't matter whether you leave the country or not. You still have
Can I
civil
add on to some of that?
Yeah, absolutely right. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are reasons why sometimes there are warnings in Mexico, specifically when rug dealers are at an all-time high and rug, napping, trying to use TikTok friendly language right now happens. But you pulled out one country, one or two countries, and you primarily focused on Hispanic countries, which I think was a little but there are so many other
I told
countries.
her that it's because it's the only ones I'm
Can I
familiar
finish
with.
speaking? I didn't interrupt you. Can I please
Well, I
finish
knew you was
speaking?
going to try to say a racism thing. It's the only ones I'm familiar with.
Did I say you were racist? I just said it was a little
No.
odd that you only can I speak though, please?
ahead.
May I speak? There are so many other countries where it's even safe to go. Even Puerto Rico and Mexico, in certain areas specifically, are still safe to go. There are so many rumors that get spread on social media, even with India being a disgusting country. Like there's so many rumors that people talk about. And you're also talking about how Americans aren't safe. Have you seen how many innocent Americans are being unalived in this country by law enforcement? This country isn't safe either. I'm scared sometimes being in New York City.
Okay, so I think we missed my point, kind of. My point wasn't to focus on there being safe spots for Americans over there or unsafe spots. That wasn't really where I was going with that. What I was saying is if an immigrant from any other country travels to America, I don't believe there is one place that they're told not to go. That's just what I'm assuming because I'm not an immigrant. I've never been told how to travel to America. And I was using that as an example of that. But this is how the conversation always goes. When somebody tries to talk and they're not trying to argue and they're just trying to talk.
What did I say that I went against each of your points?
I've got something to say when Sierra's done.
Sure.
Oh.
Looks like that's it.
She's a runner.
It just
she's
took
a
a giggle.
I think she got intimidated by my knowledge, my smartness.
Wait,
my
ready?
facts.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me expand this again. All right. Ready? You see me in the top box?
My
when
reaction
I scrolled
when she
in,
said that speech.
this was your face when I scrolled in. And I'm like, I have this in Barbie form. I have to, and this, because the more she spoke, the more my face started to do that. And I'm like,
Oh, she
ugh.
said because you are very unfriendly, just like the meme you threw up.
She was making
I'm
fun of
echoing?
me, Sierra. She was making fun of
Wait,
me.
am I echoing?
Before you even came up, I was like, at the last guy. When I said I was
Am I echoing for anyone else, by the way?
Swipe out, swipe back in, but you're not echoing for me.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah, the moment she started speaking, my face went, I had to turn it off. I couldn't. I was like,
Yeah.
Well, and
How
she
about
brought up
now? Do I still have an
9/11
echo?
too, where the perpetrators of 9/11 came in here legally. They went through the whole process. They did not come across an open border, and they still perpetrated the atrocity on 9/11.
There you go.
I don't know how I have an echo when I'm on headphones.
There's so many people
Anyway.
requesting. Okay, hold on, guys. I got you.
Let me drop and come right back because they're all complaining about echo. Okay.
Yeah, no worries. Go ahead. My computer's running so slow because I'm streaming so many things at the same time.
Relatable. My college's network will crash on sometimes. The first day of classes, the network crashed in the library and all of us couldn't join and do our homework. It was bad.
Kiki, are you I was Stokes. Kiki, are you a mod?
I'm not sure. Let me put something in the chat.
Stokes, you can just let everybody up.
I'm
Whoever's
not.
in the
I'm not
okay.
a mod.
Whoever's in the request,
Rebecca.
just let them up. I don't hear an echo, but it wasn't me that heard it. So
I know. Do you guys hear it now? Are we good? Come on. Sound check. 1, 2, 3.
all
Also,
right,
I'd love to join your live up more times when you're live if I'm ever
Yeah.
free, if that's good with you.
Can you DM me on my main account so I can follow you back?
Me?
Yes, you, Rhea.
Yes, of course I will. Let me actually get
Yeah,
on my
Rhea,
iPad.
we need to have a long conversation because you moved to New York to go to school like how many months ago and you haven't texted me or
1
called me
month
to get
ago.
coffee? Like, I don't even want to hear it.
Wait, it's only been like it's been less than a month. It'll be a month and 4 days.
Okay, that's too much time to go by. I literally live like 5 blocks from NYU. Like, girl.
Oh my god, wait, we need a touch. We need a coffee.
Yeah,
We need to get
this is
coffee.
why we follow each other. I'm a little mad at you. Amanda will tell you I'm a
Okay,
good
wait, I'm
hang.
so
I'm a good
sorry.
hang.
I've been
I'm a good
MIA
hang.
from this account.
Yeah. Noelle's a lot of fun. All right, let's see what these other people want so we can fly through them. Eric, are you a Trump supporter?
I would say yes, a little bit. Yeah, I am.
Okay. Why do you still support the GOP?
Well, I do agree that Trump is probably not a good person, like personally, but I think the some of the stuff that they're like enforcing is like necessary. Like as of like, I'm not a fan of like picking up random people off the street, but I do think that we do need to have stricter border, and the people that cross illegally, they should go back, either wait in line or you know follow the rules. So I don't think that Trump's a great person. I think he's many things. He's admitted to like assaulting women. He's probably a racist, but he is on the party that's enforcing the immigration laws now. So I am a fan of that.
That you think he might be a racist? What about the meme he put out the other day about the Obamas?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he's a racist. Let me fix that. Yeah, I'm sure he's a racist.
Okay.
Yeah. You still support him even though he's racist?
I don't support him, but I do support the Republican stance on immigration as of right now. And is it ugly? Do I agree with it? All of it? Like, no, they shouldn't just be rounding up random people, but they should go after criminals 100%.
What are your thoughts on the 2 innocent U.S. citizens who are unalived by ICE?
I think those people should be tried in court and probably found guilty.
So you're not angry at the fact that they're getting away with it?
Am I angry? Personally, no, I'm not angry because there's a lot of those situations with police and even civilian on civilian people like get away with crime. And I'm not angry at every.
That doesn't make it right. And a lot of the citizens or the non-citizens, the immigrants who came here, who are, I'm trying not to say illegal because I hate saying that, undocumented immigrants who came here, they're still being deported and taken into very horrible conditions. So I actually interned for a congresswoman, and I would get calls from family members talking about how their family, their loved ones in detention centers are being starved. They're not being fed proper meals. They're not being led to shower. Their beds are so cramped. It's giving concentration camps. That's what it is. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I agree that while they're detained, they should be treated like human beings. And unfortunately, that's not how it's set up for some reason. I don't know why that's overlooked by both parties. When Obama was president, the living conditions of the detainees was horrible as well. But there was no outrage then.
That's actually false.
Okay, they were not in cages with like little
No,
sheets of
that
aluminum.
wasn't until Trump took office.
That's false.
That is
You can look it
absolutely
up.
true. In fact, I can speak to it. We can talk about this stipulated removal in Hobson's choice. The families were well tracked of how they came into the country. So, we didn't lose the parents when we decided to let them go. They're detained together in humane living conditions, not on the floor in a cage with fire blankets like they were under the Trump administration. That was something he implemented.
No,
that
that's
is
incorrect.
not how they were treated. Now, the ACLU did sue the Obama administration for stipulated removal and for Hobson's choice, because what that is essentially is if you are caught crossing the border, you are given the opportunity to understand our asylum law so that if you want to stay and wait for your court case, you can go to a detention center and wait with your family, again, in humane living conditions while waiting for your trial
or you can self-deport. And that's part of the reason why Obama's deportation numbers were so high, because those self-deportations were included in that measure. But some people did decide to stay and wait for their court date. And if they did, again, humane living conditions with their families. So,
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm not going to agree with you ever, because I'm aware of this. The ACLU, in their findings, in the court documents of their suit at the Obama administration, which they did win, mind you, show you the exact living conditions those children were under, and the parents and the families. And it is not at all the way that any Republican has ever described it, or anywhere near what happened under the Trump administration.
Okay, so I do think that some undocumented people, like I know a few. I used to work with a few, and I work with a few now that came illegally, quote whatever, when they were like teenagers, and they have visas now because they came when they were young. But I do think that we should fix this issue now, so we don't have to keep doing this in the future.
Okay, so what's your
Like
proposed plan to fix
maybe
it?
secure the borders.
So you think
Well, I
securing the
mean, there should be a
borders, our borders
pathway.
are not secure?
Now they are, yes.
Now
What changed?
We started. First of all, I think there's just more like patrol, and instead of like catch and release, quote unquote, they're just being detained and deported immediately.
You know, it
No,
it
they're
costs us
not.
more. Well, even still, with catch and release versus detention and deportation, detention and deportation is more expensive than just having people go through the process when they get here. Like they're signing
Well,
waivers
that's
and things
fine
like
though.
that they
That's
come here
fine
and
because
do. Like they even took
but there
away
should.
a method of people applying. They took away access to the CBP1 app that people could apply, begin the process. Like why would you do that? Because it's not about securing borders, as you say, and what the GOP feeds you. It's about Christian white nationalism. It's about keeping out black and brown people.
Well, and not only that, Amanda, but I want to speak to the deportation part. There's a lot of detention. There's not a lot of deportation, mostly because Geo Group owns the majority of the prisons in this country, including the detention centers, and manage them. They have Geo Group managing them as well. They're making about $300 per person in each one of these facilities, even if they're legally here. Whoever they have in there, a body's a body, and they're making money. So essentially, the Trump administration is robbing the taxpayer of money to profit to a for-profit prison group called GEO. And they are not they are not deporting them. They are sitting in these detention centers. I mean, why would they need to build so many if we were deporting them? Wouldn't they just be ever flowing and rotating? Wouldn't people not be having any kind of like unsanitary living conditions if they weren't living in these detention centers? But you think they're going back to their countries. They're not. They're still here. We're utilizing them. We're making money. I'm sorry, the Geo Group, these for-profit prisons are making money off of you and your fear.
Okay, so do you think that that we should we keep allowing undocumented to come across the border and then just catch and release them? Do you think that's what we should do?
Do you think people who are here, when they do catch and release, do you think people come here and there's no security screenings, that they don't undergo background checks, that they don't apply for residency or anything like that? Like they just come here and they're like, fuck it, I'm squatting.
Well, I mean, not exactly. I'm sure that they get their names, their IDs from whatever country they came from, if they have ID. But what about somebody that doesn't have an ID? How can you identify that person and do a background check?
When are the people without ID not detained?
They're detained, but there's no way to prove their identity. There's no way to prove their country of origin. They just come and they can say they're from any country they choose. And
So if I
how can we
go
check that?
outside the United States and I lose my passport, do you mean there's no means for anybody to verify my identity?
You can't have family contact the embassies, like the diplomatic embassies, but in their case, who's going to contact our embassies on their behalf? They come here undocumented, trying to sneak in. They don't want to have a trail of where they came from. It's easier for them to say, "Oh, I'm fleeing,
What
oppression,
evidence do you have to
cartel, or
support
something."
this?
Well, you know what? I have
Are
I
we
used to
like
work for
on
a guy.
vibes or are we on
No, this is the actual case that I actually lived and saw. So I used to work for this guy. He's a Mexican guy from Veracruz.
So it's anecdotal. I don't give a shit.
Well, you asked me for evidence. I'm trying to give you evidence.
But anecdotal is not evidence. It's not genuine.
So you want me to give you a statistic that I don't even know people or my personal like?
That's like me saying in my experience, every right boob is bigger than the left boob. That's not true.
That could be
just
true
my
though.
experience. This is
Well,
my
if it's happened to you 10 times.
My right titty is bigger than my left titty, so every right titty is bigger than every left titty.
Well, if 10 women
It's not
are the
true.
same way.
It's not true.
Okay. So my question again, do you think we should continue to allow undocumented people to enter the country
Amanda,
and
I'm
just
in the
stay?
shower, and it is true. Thank you.
Thank you. There you go.
Oh, she's being facetious. Sorry, Jedi.
That was not
My
serious.
bad. My bad. Yes, I think they should be allowed in this country. I think that everybody should be afforded a faster pathway to citizenship. My thoughts and feelings on that are not that we should be denying entry. We should be making citizenship more accessible.
Okay, so one more question before I go. So somebody who's put in an application to come legally and that's waited, right, however long and paid money, should they just be cut in line by somebody that's kind of just comes
cutting
here?
them in line?
The people that sneak across the border?
How are they cutting them in line?
Because they're not waiting to get here; they're already here.
Okay.
So is it fair to the people that are waiting legally?
Does that mean that they're gonna be able to go through the legal paperwork process faster than people who have applied from outside the country?
I would say it'll prolong it more because now they're probably putting holds on people across the world because of. Okay, but do you think it's fair though?
It doesn't impact them.
But how do you know that it can prolong their wait?
I am the child of an immigrant, and I have gone through the immigration process for my mother-in-law. I sponsored her to come here.
But were you born here?
I was personally, yes.
Okay, so that's
and
fine.
I've gone through the immigration process as a sponsor.
I'm not saying that we should like deport everybody with a snap of our fingers. We should like, if they're contributing to society, then I think they're fine. But I don't think we should continue to allow
That's not what the administration is doing. The administration is not doing that. About 2/3 of the people who have been detained have no criminal history at all. At all.
Yes.
And when I say at all, I mean like not a parking ticket, not a nothing. Now, other people who have criminal histories, it may not be a violent crime. It may not be a financial crime. It may be something fucking stupid. But it was enough to get them a misdemeanor.
And of the criminals that have been put into ICE detention, it's about 5%, and they came from the prison system already. They were handed over to DHS.
Okay, so like all I'm saying is I agree. I don't support Trump as a person, but I do agree with the stuff that he's enforcing. Like, do I want to see mass deportations of everybody? No, but we should at least, at the minimum, secure the border and like.
Do you agree with the racism that his administration is perpetuating? Not just himself, but also the racism in general that is the people who works for him is perpetuating in this country?
Yeah. Do you know that a lot of the ICE agents are Latino or Black?
Yeah, and did you know they're also being racist?
Eric, I'm assuming that you
I don't think they're being racist.
Eric, I'm assuming that you pay attention to the news, social media, especially given your propensity for this subject. How many white people have you seen profiled and detained by ICE?
Not many, honestly.
Do you think the policy is racist now?
I don't think it's racist because I honestly don't think that many white immigrants are like sneaking across the border as well.
What?
So,
I
mean, can you pull up statistics and show me?
It's approximately 70% of the people who are here undocumented or visa overstays from Europe and Asia.
Yeah, they're just not being profiled, so there's no documentation of them. They blend in easier, bud. Also, Rhea, when he said that most of the ICE agents are Latino or Black, and you said they are being racist, well, there are a lot of them. If you are Latino or Black and you are doing something that would be considered like racism, it is bigotry. Bigotry is the word, or
Yes,
prejudice.
true. You are right.
Yeah, and I just want to
Okay,
be
so
clear.
if you're a Black or Latino cop and
That
you
still can be bigotry, but that's what bigotry is. Prejudice,
okay,
being
but
racist is when you are ostracizing a minority or a marginalized group. If you are part of said marginalized group or a marginalized or minority group, you are being a bigot.
Yes, that was a misspeaking from me.
No,
It
you're all
is-
good. You're all good. I just want to make sure Eric understood that. That's all.
okay, so if the ICE agent's job is to deport people that are here undocumented and they're doing their job, that makes them racist.
Are they doing their job? Because they're detaining U.S. citizens. They're unaliving U.S. citizens.
Well, like I said, those people should be tried and found guilty of
Eric,
whatever crime.
Eric, are you aware of the Supreme Court and what they ruled on that it was okay for them to profile people by this color of their skin, their accent, their name? Are you aware of that judgment?
You should Google the
Yes.
Kavanaugh stops.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you so much, Snack Lobby. This is something that went through in the beginning of last year. I believe it was the beginning of last year, and this has given them free reign to say, you have an accent. Let me see your ID. I don't think you live here. Let me see an ID. You don't look like you belong here. Let me see an ID. Your last name is Hernandez and you look Asian. I don't think you live here. I think you're an immigrant. Yeah, because Filipino people who are Asian have Hispanic last names because of a whole bunch of shit. But that's like history and stuff. But or if you're married to someone and you're a different skin tone and you have a quote white sounding last name, I don't believe that that's a fake ID. I don't believe that's the right last name. Do you know how many immigrants have been questioned this way, or people that are just not white have been questioned because of their names?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's pretty racist.
Yeah, that's pretty racist.
That's
I love
pretty
you guys.
racist.
I have to go to bed. I have to get up at 6:30, and then do this whole shenanigans all over again. I'm gonna be live tomorrow. I might be live in the I might be live in the morning. I have a meeting at 10:30, but I really got to get some sleep because I said I was getting off here an hour ago. I love you.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me up.
Yeah, thank you for having me up. And I just sent you a DM on your main account.
Okay, I'm gonna follow you back. All right, everybody, be good. And if you can't be good, be gay and do motherfucking crimes. Bye.
Yeah, Bye, Queen.
Love you, Seth.
Love you. All right, YouTube. You little fucking crazy bastards. If you think that I didn't see your comments, I saw your comments. I saw all the crazy shit you were saying, and I responded to you in the comments here occasionally. What is wrong with y'all? Y'all are fucking crazy. Y'all are fucking crazy. Anyway, YouTube. And Instagram, because Instagram is still there. I love you guys. I don't know what else to say. Have a good night. Bye.